Hold on.
Welcome back to another episode of Nerds of the Rounds, guys. We have a dope episode for you today. I'm your host, Sebastian.
It's your boy, Law.
And your boy, Tone, from across the hall.
And we're proud to bring back the founder of Geeks Out Snug Harbor. Give it up for Najah.
Yeah. So, what's so special about this episode is that I brought my team with me.
Squad.
Yes.
Gotta put that. So, basically, I will introduce my main team. First, I will start off with Miss Cheyenne Clarry, who is my co-con chair. You'll see her over there with her little pointy finger and a death note.
Don't get on her bad side.
She is in charge
If I see her picking up a pen, I'm hanging up the call.
Yeah, bloop, bloop. Yeah, so she's in charge of basically assisting me and making sure I don't lose my mind. But also kind of coordinating a lot of things with like guests, and also kind of like with she assists with that. Mike, which has his really cool hat on.
Yes.
He is the outdoor activities coordinator, so he'll put together the stuff that we do outside, whether it's like a scavenger hunt, whether it's geek trivia, whether really anything that like goes outside. And then I have another amazing person, which is David. And he is the person that's in charge of all the panels that we have at the convention. So he's the one that helps put them together, thinks of ideas for them sometimes.
Like, everyone in here is a very creative individual. And what we wanted to know, what our viewers are going to want to know, is how did this creative collective get together? How did you guys become the Geeks Out Snug Harbor family?
I think, for me at least, I know Najah had done the first one, and she threw out. Was it cosplay? Was it DC Cosplayers East? I think.
I posted it in Staten Island Cosplayers group initially,
okay,
so maybe it got shared
okay.
around in DC Cosplayers, but I posted
on one of the, it's probably with Staten Island then, but on a mutual cosplay group, Najah threw out a call for people. You know, there were about a half dozen of us answered, and so just out of a mutual love and interest out of cosplay and cons,
I got roped in because Najah threw a giveaway contest.
I got roped in.
That's how all these groups tend to come together. We all get roped in.
I got
some way.
She had a giveaway contest like 2 years ago to get free tickets to the convention. So I just casually submitted, cosplay, and I won. And then we started talking from there, and then we just started doing like small events together. So unofficial, the first year I had a workshop, like a cosplay for beginners workshop. Then this year she asked me to be on board. So, I said, why not? She came to the things I had, so why not return the favor? I'm all about supporting those who help support me,
Yes.
So 3 years strong. Next year's going to be even better.
Yeah.
No problem.
Awesome.
Yes.
Right.
I think it's so much better because you guys are fans of conventions. You guys are fans of like comics and all things geek. So it makes, the experience for you guys to give to your fans like that much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. And yes, I roped them in. I threw a rope and they were lassoed. Especially Cheyenne, because I threw it. Actually, you know what? You guys weren't roped in. I threw a net and then I got caught. You guys.
I was the only one that not even roped in. I was handcuffed to you, practically.
You weren't handcuffed, okay? It was more like you felt a social obligation to make sure I don't run myself into the ground.
Yeah, that is also true. So we kind of just cuffed each other just for the sake of balance and for sanity's sake. So Najah and I have known each other since we were freshmen in college, and we kind of just stuck to each other by the hip since. And I saw that she was trying to come up with GOASI last year, and boy oh boy, with the dislocated shoulder and doing everything by herself, I was running around with her just trying to make sure that she didn't lose her mind like I always did. Just imagine club in college plus convention 2.0. So I was already used to Najah's MO. So I'm just like, Najah, breathe. What do you need me to do? Which person do you need me to enslave so I can get them to go over there? So,
You guys pulled off something great this year. You got, like, we know MBL, we did a whole virtual, but you guys went the extra mile. You guys did in person and virtual.
Yeah.
How was it adapting to that experience for the fans? Even speaking with you personally, Najah, the reason that you wanted to do this, which was in such a great place, where there was a bigger reason versus from what other people do. How did it feel to accomplish this?
Well, one, it felt like a moment of like holding my breath for an extremely long time that's unhealthy. And then finally letting it out, and that's right, I have lungs again, I should use them, kind of thing. Is the best way I can explain it. But it was like, I was so relieved, one, to be able to know that it's been accomplished, especially with the amazing team that I have, because there is no way on this earth that I could have been able to do it. I don't think in any other dimension either, without the beautiful people that are both on here and not able to come tonight. But being able to do it, and the reason why I did it, and I'm so glad my team supported me in doing so, is because I saw like the need and like people needing to like go to conventions. Like, it isn't just like a desire, like, oh, hey, this is cool, like I'm gonna just, drop a couple hundred, to just go to this for 3 days, if it's Comic-Con, a couple 400 to, to go there for the 4 days. It's really because of the necessity of having a community, having that type of socialization that we had kind of immediately ripped away with having to have the lockdown and a lot of restrictions, a lot of uncertainty, plus a lot of people dealt with a lot of sadness within those first couple of months, and even still, unfortunately, now and during the time of the convention, that they just needed a little bit of joy. They just needed that little bit of like, pick me up. And also just kind of seeing people that they know they never see unless during cons, because we have lives, we have responsibilities, but this is the one time we kind of stop the clock and be like, I'll do something for me and enjoy something for myself with people I enjoy to be around. And I thought that was really important for us to do, especially because we found a way to do it in a safe manner.
We really did have a lot of focus, in the build-up. At one point, it was going to be it was going to be in July, and then I think there was a surge close enough to it that we moved it to the September. But the whole time we were very conscious about tracking, tracking how safe according to where the COVID numbers were. If we were going to be, even with the fact that we were outdoors in this grand space, which certainly made it easier and more comfortable. But we still also wanted to be in a low infection period, and I think we managed to hit that when we have it. Every meeting, we would discuss that and make sure that we masks were arranged for. Temperature stations were planned and arranged for. But also serving, like Najah said, serving the fact that people were kind of needed that bit of interaction, needed that little bit of social interaction. So I'm pretty proud of the way that we managed to strike a balance, and be reasonable about that.
No, that's dope. I know one of the things that Najah was really big about was like giving back to your community, to Staten Island. And so the fact that you guys were able to hold this and give back to that community and all the folks that kind of rely on your organization to like kind of be together and have activities for. I know you're really big on working with the youth, and just having that in such a positive way as best as you can to kind of get people together in such hectic times as we're dealing with is such a bright spot in some dark times, and even like Najah, when she interviewed with us the first time, like Cheyenne, she gave you a whole bunch of shout outs because she was telling us about all the nonsense she dealt with. And we're all just sitting there like, geez, like, a lesser person could not do all the stuff that that you were doing. You guys are incredible as a group.
Phenomenal crew, because just off of like that first talk and conversation we had with Najah, we're all looking at each other. We're like, yo, we've put, like, me and Seabass looked at each other. We're like, we put on shows like it with like mad prep and all. Y'all like put this together, but like had so many things to how How? And it just
Yeah.
literally goes to show like you guys have such a good team. Like without a team,
Teamwork.
it would have worked.
Yeah, that gusto of like I'm just gonna do my own. We're
Yo,
just gonna
like,
do
yo.
our own. And it doesn't matter where. We're gonna do it at home in Staten Island because no one's coming here, and we're gonna fill that gap. Like props,
So much props.
kudos to you.
But for me, it's honestly to just continue the momentum that we kind of are on, because like I don't want to lose them, because they'd be like, who that? Especially because like we're changing our name from like Geek Out of Snug Harbor to Geek Out of Staten Island. And then also to
Have you announced that yet, or are you announcing that with us?
Oh yeah, so we're changing our name from Geek Out of Snug Harbor to Geek Out of Staten Island, because that's where we're geeking out.
Go.
Nice.
It's for all the Staten Islanders and beyond. To have my amazing team in 2021, to hopefully have a even safer con, meaning people are healthier next year for sure, is like a really big thing that I hope for, because I do want everyone's health to improve and things to be a lot less scary than it is right now.
How did you get started on this path of geekdom? What was your first introduction? I want to go around to everybody. What was your first introduction down to this path of geekdom? What got you into loving comics, anime, collecting pops, and just starting to
cosplaying, everything,
cosplay,
all
everything.
9 yards.
We want to know about you guys.